Hello and welcome to Shaw TV's coverage of the 131st Prince Albert Exhibition Parade. I'm Lisa Rissom, joined by co-host Larry Krause down here on Central Avenue. So Larry, are you looking forward to the parade today?
Well, you know, I sure am. I think that's something that starts when you're a kid, that you enjoy watching the parade go by. And as you grow up, you come to more of appreciation of all the work that goes in order to have people show off their best. So definitely looking forward to it.
It should be a good one. Stay tuned for coverage from Central Avenue of the Exhibition Parade here on Shaw TV. And coming down the street now, we see the Prince Albert City Police starting off the parade.
I don't think you could have much more of a perfect evening for a parade. There's just enough wind to keep the mosquitoes away. The sun is just kind of starting to dip behind the buildings, and just an ideal temperature to be sitting out here in short sleeves.
For sure. Or sitting at home watching us on TV, our bug-free, mosquito-free broadcast.
That is true.
And there's also a great crowd that came out here tonight.
Yep, the streets are lined up like 3 deep all the way along, so everybody coming out to enjoy the parade.
And nothing brings a community together like a parade or an exhibition, that sort of thing. There's so much to see and do. People from all over the countryside come in for the exhibition.
And following the Prince Albert City Police, we have the number 118 Rawalpindi Sea Cadet Corps, and they're carrying the banner of the Prince Albert Lions Club.
Now, the Prince Albert Lions Club is the sponsor of the parade for the exhibition. Every year they have volunteers that go around and collect entries and really put this whole show on the road.
And the flag bearers are carrying the flags of Canada, Saskatchewan, Prince Albert, and of course Lions International.
And you might be able to hear the Prince Albert Highlanders pipes and drums. They are led by Pipe Major Dave Monet and Pipe Sergeant Michael McLaughlin. Let's give a listen. Now, coming up in the parade, we have over 62 entries this year in the 2014 Prince Albert Exhibition Parade. It is also the 131st Annual Summer Fair and Exhibition going on in Prince Albert, July 29th to August 2nd. Oh, and the pipes are getting closer, Larry. I can hear them.
Yep, that I can too.
But here come! Here come! Here come! Here come! Hold it for life!
And the Sea Cadets have their finest uniforms on today for the parade. I think those might be a tad hot today.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they would be. The flag bearers are definitely in full formal. following the pipes and the drums are board members and representatives from the Prince Albert Exhibition Association, Tara Kennedy and Katie Wilson. And always got to make sure and wave at Tara.
Always smiling.
Oh, yeah.
And now we have a shot of Gord Broda with Snakebite, the famous truck that came up from the States earlier this year in support of the Children's Hospital Foundation. So our next entry is the Saskatchewan Western Development Museum.
And conveyance is provided, and that's carrying Mayor Greg Dion and members of Prince Albert City Council.
And now we're looking at some of the members of the Legislative Assembly in Saskatchewan, provincial MLA Sask Party Rep Nadine Wilson.
And provincial MLA from Saskatchewan Party, Victoria Jurgens.
So Nadine Wilson was in a car driven by Eldon Laird, a retired police officer. And Jason McCaution took Victoria Jurgens through with a team of heavy horses. And our entry number 9 is the leader of the opposition NDP, Cam Broughton.
Kind of an appropriate vehicle for the type of day that we've got.
Yeah, he's got the top off the Jeep. Now, next up is a whole long line of media in Prince Albert. We've got the Rolco radio stations, CKBI Radio, Power 99. But the first one to come along is, of course, Don Mitchell in the Lakeland Ford vehicle.
Yeah, we always give Don a hard time because he has the map on the side of his Lakeland Ford vehicle. Gives him the opportunity to find his way home. So,
never lost with that on the car.
for
hey?
sure. Don and I are good friends who go way back. And then we got the Power 99 FM, official radio station of summer.
There goes Chelsea and Mix 101. Oh, say hi back.
Yeah, Mix 101 with Ken Landers and Lou Harrison. A little bit different. I've got the microphone and they're listening this time.
Yeah, a little switch. And PA now coming through. Nigel Maxwell driving the car.
Yep. So we got the exhibit, or the float for Parkland Ambulance. They're celebrating 40 years of service, and that's one of the original ambulances that the company ran with way back.
Yeah, and they stretch all the way from Blaine Lake to Big River, Spiritwood, and surrounding area. And the new ambulances, the horns work really good on them.
Oh yeah,
They're
they're
nice
working
and
very
loud.
well. And just a continuation of that is some of the other emergency equipment that they work with, all-terrain vehicles, and also a float featuring some of the safety things that everybody should be watching for.
And Parkland Ambulance also has a highly trained team of dispatchers that they work with when you dial a 911. So good to acknowledge those folks as well.
Oh, that is for sure.
And now we have the Children's Haven float.
Being driven by Alyssa Salmon and accompanied by a whole bunch of clowns.
And of course, the Children's Haven helps out families in need here in Prince Albert. And now we have the Canadian Red Cross Society.
Prince Albert branch, and the driver is Megan Ravendal.
Red Cross is always there when you need them in floods, those sort of situations. And here we have the CTV vehicle, driven by one of the video journalists here, Blair Farthing. Oh, look at that guy. Who's he representing, Larry?
You know, it's kind of looking like it's a co-op flag there. It'll be the Prince Albert Cooperative Association, and they're providing service to Prince Albert and area. They've been doing that for a long time. They do it very well, and they're following along the trend with co-ops all across Western Canada, being updated, new, efficient, and the place that you want to go and do business.
Oh, and there's the manager. And Kara Stemmelschuk. Oh, that sounds like polka music,
I'm
Larry.
thinking that's polka music. You can't fool me on that one. It's Prince Albert Polka Fest, celebrating the 12th annual Polka Fest, coming up this August, the 22nd, 23rd, and the 24th. And that is something that you really want to go and take in. It's a great, great weekend of entertainment and dancing.
And here's some more polka music. The car is accompanied by a nice float.
Summer, winter, spring, or fall, I love to dance with you because I love you most of all. For me, you'll always be a pretty, pretty polka girl.
Just take a quick second to mention some of the people that help with the sponsorship of the floats. That trailer was courtesy of Flammon's in town here, and Lakeland Ford provided the pull truck. So this is very much a community event. All the people and businesses all coming together to be a part and make for a great event.
Oh, most definitely. People have to get together in these small towns to make these things happen.
Now we've got a float coming from Prince Albert Cooperative Health Center, and they provide medical services to Prince Albert and area. And person's ever had the opportunity or situation where you've needed them, they're good folks to have and know where they're at.
They, of course, pick people up for medical appointments, drive them around the city, drop them off. People sometimes who can't get around as easy, they're always there. So coming up at the exhibition parade is the country music show, and that'll be taking place Thursday at the Dave Stewart Arena. And Larry, are you going to go to the X this year or do anything out there?
Actually, I've got a couple of things I'm involved with. On Wednesday, I'm going to be at the Lionel Smith Pioneer Center doing a couple of afternoon shows, and I'm also involved with the Grandstand show on Thursday evening. So we're going to be making some music this year at the X.
Sounds good. So if you want to catch the host of the Timberline Music Show, he's going to be at the X on the Grandstand.
Now here we have a float, Mr. and Mrs. Winter Festival, and what they're doing, they're celebrating 50 years of Mr. and Mrs. Winter Festival. Of course, Winter Festival celebrated the 50th anniversary this year, and they found as many representatives as they could who over the course of time had been Mr. and Mrs. Winter Festival and brought them in and loaded them on a truck.
Look at them all.
Good to see them all, for sure.
Wow, quite a number of them. That's amazing. And I actually recognize quite a few. That's pretty good. A lot of people you'll see around town here. So the Winter Festival is, of course, the other major festival that comes to Prince Albert in the winter.
So you got your heavy horse pulls, and then you got some of your horses that aren't quite so heavy. And we got Alan Jabe here with his miniature horse hitch, and it's sponsored by McIntyre Construction of Birch Hills. You know, that's a fine-looking team of horses.
And we have the PA drill team light horses under the leadership of Heather Chow. They'll be doing performances at the exhibition.
There is a lot of work there again that goes into what these gals do for their for their precision drills that they do. Awful lot of work and an awful lot of horsemanship going into the partnership between them and their horse. So.
And this year they're sporting the little ribbon in support of breast cancer. And now we've got QP Local 4777 representing the Prince Albert Parkland healthcare workers here in the province. And next up is the Town of Melfort float. What's that slogan, Larry? Melfort, you'll love it here?
You'll love it here, yep. Yep, between the water slides and just, it's a nice community to be at. Had a few concerts there over the course of time. People very friendly, good spot to go.
And now we have the Ashton School of Irish Dance with their nice little Volkswagen Beetle. And beautiful costumes.
A little bit of a display for us there.
Mm-hmm. And of course, those dance studios are always looking for members, so summer is a great time to enroll.
You betcha.
Oh, and a crowd favorite is the Benz Autoglass Mini Car. I don't know if that guy's got a license yet. He looks pretty young.
I'm not sure. He's sure driving in a lot of circles.
He's sure having a lot of fun out there, whatever he's doing.
For sure. And of course, Benz Autoglass, established in 1987, premium quality.
So I think there's way more than 62 entries in this parade this year, Larry. It's obviously pretty full.
Yeah, that it is. And here we've got an entry from the Super 8. That's kind of a sharp-looking Lincoln, and I don't really mind the horns on the hood either.
Yeah, that would look good on your car as well. Very cowboy. And you'll see people handing out candy at the parade. They're not allowed to throw candy anymore at the parade. They hand it out.
Yeah, they have to hand it out.
So it keeps the streets clean and people get their candy. So now we have Family Futures. And the Family Futures Child Care Center is celebrating 20 years here in the community.
Providing family services and support.
What a happy bunch.
You betcha. And we've got a Ukrainian dance troupe, local youth Ukrainian dance group, the PA Barvinyak, Ukrainian dancers. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly.
I want to say Prince Albert Barvenyak,
Barvinyak?
Ukrainian dancers.
There again, thanks to the folks at Farm World for providing a tow vehicle.
Wow, beautiful costumes there as well. And now we have the Rotary Club of Prince Albert.
Prince Albert Service Club.
Raising money and sponsoring exchange students, doing so many good things in the community.
Well, then we've got the Mega Bike, the Heart and Stroke Foundation, and promoting a healthy lifestyle.
Big bike. Looks like we could get a little wet from that float.
I am thinking.
And now we have the Saskatchewan Indian Institute of Technologies based out of Saskatoon. It's a technical school. Oh no, we have budget blinds. That's what that one is. Free in-home consultations.
Yeah, local business based right here in Prince Albert, and also in North Battleford. You have next display here is the Apex Compact Tractor, Saskatchewan-based business, and they sell the Ventrac tractors, the attachments. That looks like kind of a handy thing a person could have on acreage.
Mm-hmm. Very versatile.
You bet.
Cut grass, move snow. And now we have the Prince Albert Raiders Hockey Club, our WHL team here in the community.
Yeah, a lot of support around town here for the Raiders. It's become kind of a major thing that goes on in the wintertime, and anybody that you're talking to, like, were you at the game? There was never any question as to what. You knew it was the Raider game that they were talking about.
That's right, it's the game in town. From September to May, at least.
Yeah. Hopefully longer.
Hopefully longer, yeah. And now we have Paws.
Paws here, Canine Services, offering canine boarding and training, private training lessons as well.
So that's the Kennel and Obedience Club here in the city.
We have a float here from Giant Tiger in Prince Albert, the Canada's largest chain of discount stores. There again, thank you to Flamin Trailers for the equipment, and good to see a bunch of kids on that float and enjoying themselves in the parade. Just while we have a second here, I'm going to make a quick mention that all of the musical venues this year at the exhibition are being held in the Dave Stewart Arena. So there's no danger of getting rained out. The weather is guaranteed, and I know Elmer Lamity is doing a Stompin' Tom tribute. Ricky Martin is playing. There's a Johnny Cash tribute. Fred and Sheila Pelchy, and of course the Prince Albert Country Music Association Grandstand are all going to be in the Dave Stewart Arena, and we're looking forward to having that facility work well for us.
For sure. Every night there'll be something going on the grandstand.
Yep. We got the Saskatoon Shrine Band, the marching band here. Very much appreciate they came up the road to see us and be a part of our parade.
Absolutely. Shriners, the Shrine organization are always a fan favorite at the parades.
And we got the Prince Albert Shrine Club with their scooters and choo-choo.
And of course, it's not just the Shriners. There's all sorts of lodges and organizations within the Shriners. The Order of the Eastern Star, the Canistino Lodge.
Yeah,
It's
the
a
whole
whole
Masonic family. Yeah.
Exactly. And of course, the Shriners Hospital for Children is in Montreal in Canada, and it's one of the premium places people want to go if they have orthopedic problems.
Yeah, there's the Choo Choo Patrol.
Now, of course, the closing day of the exhibition, there's going to be fireworks from 11 p.m. At the grandstand, Saturday, August 2nd, here in Prince Albert. Just some of the highlights that are coming up here at the exhibition parade. On the grounds, there's also going to be petting zoos, West Coast Lumberjacks, classic car show with Snakebite and Friends, entertainment stage, the Optimart trade show, food booths, concessions, and the seniors drop-in house.
I mentioned some of the entertainers that are going to be, but I missed a couple here, and I don't want to miss out on anybody. Roger Boucher is doing a family magical show, and also the young guys from Constant Reminder are on stage Friday afternoon at 3. So just about any time that you want to wander around the grounds in the afternoon or the evening, there's going to be something there to see.
I think the Shrine group's just showing off a little bit here for the cameras right now, having a good time as usual.
You betcha. And there again, we most certainly appreciate their participation in the parade.
So now we're looking at a different kind of power here, some horsepower coming down the stretch.
And it's a float for Windsor Plywood. It's the Sagwine Clydesdales from Summerberry, Saskatchewan.
Eight horses. That's amazing.
That 8-horse hitch, that is something else. You don't see people try to do that too often in a parade.
No, and to have them all behave.
Very,
and
very well trained horses. Good teamster.
oh, they're beautiful. And now we have a float sponsored by the Prince Albert Historical Society promoting Prairie Heritage Air Show. Now, the
And that-
Prairie Heritage Air Show is coming July 2015.
Well, that's something that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing.
See some actors there in period costumes.
Prince Albert Historical Society, just making sure that everybody can kind of remember how things work. So we
Good to
got John
see.
Slosher from Vanscoy and his horseless carriage.
And Harvey Weir of Henryburg. He is a novelty built horseless carriage as well. And now some entries from the 4-H Society.
We got the Equine Elite 4-H Club. That's 4-H club that's around McDowell, Lily Plain in the West Central area.
They'll be out at the summer fair this year with all their entries, of course.
And they're followed by the Red River Riding and Roping Club 4-H group. And of course, they're just in the process, so they got one facility built and they're continuing with the construction of their facility just north of the city here. And really working hard to develop a world-class training and riding facility out there.
Yeah, we were out there this spring. They're doing a great job.
And there again, like with all of the floats that you see going by, there's a lot of work that goes into putting these things together and to getting them into town in one piece. And I know everybody down the parade route is sure appreciating the fact that they did that.
Oh, for sure. A lot of work, but a lot of fun too.
Oh yeah. Next group that we've got is the Spruce Home Multiple 4-H Club, and that's a 4-H club in the Spruce Home area, of course.
And their horses are followed by a large float, bringing up the rear as well. What imaginations? Like, who thinks to build all these things for
Yeah,
the floats?
like
They've got a moose and some really interesting stuff coming out.
yeah, they got tents.
And there's the 4-H moose right now. Some little baby horses here in front. Looks like there's some farmers on this float. They've got all their horses in the corral.
Yeah. Well, I hear the drums, and that can only mean one thing. Just down the road is the Northern Lights Casino float, and well, that's dressed up in traditional colors. Yep, the Northern Lights Casino sharing success.
Now, of course, the casino also has its Community Futures grant that helps so many good things happen in the community, that causes that they donate money to every day. And next up, we have SaskTel.
With our chariots and 6 in the evening with our chuck wagons.
So at 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they're racing the chariots. 6 o'clock in the evenings, they're racing the wagons in front of the grandstand of the Prince Albert Exhibition Grounds, all during exhibition week. So you definitely want to take that in. That's some of the most exciting action on the track you're going to come into. We have here an old truck by the Prince Albert SaskTel Pioneers, and that's retired SaskTel employees that are committed to community service. An old lineman truck from way back.
And now we have the Prince Albert Minor Football PA River Riders, an organization here in Prince Albert that gets young people into football. They have registration days coming up soon. They teach you how to play, help you get all the right equipment.
Here we have a float from the Prince Albert Kennel and Obedience Club with dog training and, of course, their annual dog show. And as part and parcel of that, everybody and their dog has come to town.
That's right. Everybody and their dog came to the parade. Some pretty cute ones, I might add.
Oh, yeah.
Now, a lot of work goes into making show dogs, Larry. I was out there at the show this year for the Kennel and Obedience Club, and the primping and the grooming, it's pretty intense.
Well, I think, and also the time that you spent in order to get them trained to be able to go through all of the
Agility
obstacles and the agility.
and even to sit still for the judges. Wow. My dog can't do that for sure.
Well, mine can, but he's starting to get old, so it's getting easier for him all the time. Then.
Look at all the people here today. It's amazing.
Yes, that it is.
And now we have the Prince Albert Ice Hawks Sport and Leisure Lottery. Look at all the great things you can win.
Yeah, they got a side-by-side Ranger, boat and motor, snowmobile. You pretty much have all the bases for fun covered there, I would think.
And they're followed by Big Bob's Concession, a local food service that'll be down there at the exhibition grounds this year.
Well, there's a fair number of people giving out candy up and down the line here, so I'm thinking just about everybody's going to be pretty close to candied out by the time we're done.
Mm-hmm. Some pretty happy kids.
Yeah. You don't quite make it as far as us, though, but...
Yeah, we need some candy over here in the back row, please.
Of course, Big Bob's Concession, the ones right by the barn.
And we hear the pipes a-calling.
The North Saskatchewan Regimented Pipes and Drums, and they're based out of Saskatoon, so they're again glad that they made the trip up here to be a part of our parade.
And now we have the Prince Albert Regimental Forces representing our local military here. Of course, our local military is the North Saskatchewan Regiment.
Yeah, and they're based out of the armories on the exhibition ground.
Mm-hmm. Ties nicely into the exhibition theme we have going on here right now, Larry.
Yes, it does. That was a pretty good segue.
And now we have a float by Fresh Air Experience. And the Prince Albert Outlaws Roller Derby Group.
Have you ever watched roller derby? Have you gone there to see it?
I've done a couple stories on roller derby in some of the groups we have here in town. I've seen a couple bouts. What do you think of it?
You know, I've never, and I'm kind of remiss to say this, but I've never gone down to watch it. I remember seeing it like years ago on TV, but apparently this is a whole lot different. I have friends that do it, and they say it's just the most fun that you can have going in a circle. So that's something that's sort of on my list that I'm going to have to go and do that.
You're going to have to try it more like it. It's pretty intense.
I'm not sure about try. I'm going to start with watching.
Okay. They are certainly good athletes and in shape to go around the track as many times they do.
That is for sure.
It's a game of strategy, though.
Yeah, that I can see. And I'm thinking they have a lot of fun with it, too.
Mm-hmm. Now we have Era Maternity and Baby Boutique. They advertise trendy maternity wear and hip baby stuff as well. All the gear for mothers that are expecting.
And they're followed by Lipchuk Home Selling Team. That's a Prince Albert real estate company, and kind of a one-stop shop for everything that you need for your real estate needs.
Even moving out. Look at that, a truck and everything. Sponsored by Ron Briand and Michael Lipchuk here in Prince Albert. And behind our Remax Realty float by the Lipchucks, we have VIP Limousine.
And of course, they're based right here in Prince Albert, so you don't have to be going to Saskatoon or wherever in order to get a limousine. Give them a call, they're just around the corner.
So if you want a fancy night out, there you go, Larry. You can
betcha.
call up the limo service. They'll take you out in the town.
Yeah.
And now we have Absolute Identification Security Services here in Prince Albert.
And not only do they have an entry in the parade, but they're also responsible and are quite capably handling the security needs of the parade road as well. So. And we have Custom Security and Investigation, another Prince Albert security service. The one thing that's going to be open all week at the exhibition, like it always is, and that's the seniors drop-in at the Log House, the Lionel Smith Pavilion. And that's open from 12 till 5 every day. You can wander in there, have a cup of coffee, sit down, relax. On Wednesday, I'm going to be there doing a show in the afternoon. But any old time, you just wander in there, kind of take a load off your feet and sit around and visit. I know what they have had in the past, and I'm kind of hoping that they do again. Prince Albert Historical Society has slideshows going on of old pictures of Prince Albert. It's kind of a neat way to spend some time.
And it's air conditioned.
Yes, it is. And it's also the studio where we shoot the Timberline Music Show.
That's right, but don't tell anyone, Larry. That's supposed to be our log cabin in the woods. Speaking of the Timberline Music Show, it's coming back for its 3rd season on Shaw TV and access stations across the province.
And I'm very excited about the prospects of that happening again. We've got a good lineup of performers that are coming from all over Saskatchewan, and we look to kind of continue what we started. Folks have always had a lot of good things about it, and we want to keep that caliber at that level, and really, really pleased that Shaw has seen fit to go with the season 3.
It's going to be great. And here's some good music coming up down the line. Speaking of good music, just like the Timberline Music Show, we have Aaron's playing some good tunes. They're a local retailer here in Prince Albert, sell furniture, all sorts of things.
Mm-hmm.
And you know where all sorts of things are also for sale? At the OptiMart, the trade show that's in the Armories building. That's taking place at the exhibition grounds, open 2 p.m. to 10 p.m. daily.
There's always a good selection of things in there that a person can go and take a look at. And there's some of the ones that, well, maybe last year you weren't quite sure whether you wanted to. Chances are pretty good they'll be back. But there's always new ones as well. So it's well worth taking a look.
Mm-hmm.
And we have coming here Steve's Tree and Garden Service. They're based out of Prince Albert here as well. And they're a tree and garden service that take care of all your needs when it comes to your garden and your trees.
Pretty self-explanatory, hey?
That it is. Yeah.
Cutting grass just isn't that fun at my house. Like, these guys are having fun doing their yard work. That's amazing.
That they are.
And And here we're looking at some vintage fire trucks from the Prince Albert Fire Department here in Prince Albert. I don't think those ones hit the streets anymore, but they're certainly fun to look at.
Yeah, they've been very well cared for and very nicely restored.
So there goes by one of the vintage fire trucks, followed by some newer fire trucks.
Yeah, also in the middle there they have a grass fire unit just for going out and doing spot grass fires.
Pretty handy vehicles to have around.
You live in an area like Prince Albert where you have grass and bush and houses, you need to be equipped for anything that might come your way, and Prince Albert Fire Department is very well suited to handle all of the needs.
Absolutely. Now, I think I know what the next float is, unfortunately. It's looking like the street sweeper, Larry.
Yeah, it is. The City of Prince Albert, they've always got the last say when it comes to parades, you know?
Yeah, they do. Here's a nice entry sponsored by the City of Prince Albert, the street sweeper.
Yep. Well, that wraps up the parade that kicks off the 131st edition of the Prince Albert exhibition. Great evening for the parade. What did you think of it?
I thought it was great. It had animals, horses, good people, lots of bands, lots of music, lots of action. And I think that's a good indication of what the fair is going to be like just around the corner.
I think so too. The Shriners, all that they came up with, all their carts and their choo-choo, and just everybody, the whole community involvement once again. It was just a good sign of what Prince Albert brings forward, and like you say, it's just the beginning of the X.
Have a great week, everyone. You can watch repeats of the Shaw Exhibition Parade here on Shaw TV. Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.